put out a special welcome to all of you signing in on Zoom right now. We're having a huge turnout on Zoom every week, and then we're having an even bigger audience that's watching us on YouTube, Facebook, and with YouTube and Facebook, after every broadcast, we post the lesson for the evening or for the day, and you can watch it again 24 hours a day. We also have a YouTube live channel now where you can oftentimes be watching and commenting with other people who are watching at the same time. So whether you're with us in our studio audience or you're among the many hundreds and now thousands of people who listen each month, welcome to this wonderful gathering. Tonight we stand together, not just as a community at the building anymore, but as a hybrid community, a family reaching out to every corner of the earth. Many more countries are being represented in our broadcasts, and we've been having visitors come into the center, as well as comments from Europe, Africa, and the islands, and it's really something to behold. So we're very grateful. For those of you, again, joining in right now on Zoom, to our viewers on YouTube, which are growing every week, and to all of our friends who are discovering us on Facebook, we're grateful for your presence. We're a little bit overwhelmed and humbled by it, so thank you, thank you. Remember, every gathering we have, every lesson, as I mentioned, is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So this ensures you that you never have to miss out on any lesson or our shared spiritual journey. We're all in this community together. This is the future. We knew some years ago that most of the brick and mortar churches were somewhat on their way out, and if we were going to survive and thrive, that we needed to pivot, we needed to adjust. We were studying this for years, since 2014-15, and we knew that the future would be a studio audience with the larger broadcast community. So we started doing this back 2014, 2015, and 2016, at least it was in the planning stages. And then when we went through the pandemic, it just sped it all along for us. So here we are together, and we're all grateful, and we've done it together. So thank you all. The beauty of our community is now the diversity it represents, the diversity of people, cultures, the states, the countries. The few of you who visit us in our studio audience here in New York City, we thank you. We always welcome you. And we thank all the thousands of people who tune in now every month from all over the world. Again, all of you are part of this virtual community, and each one of you in your own way play an important role in creating this harmonious and wonderful, again, hybrid community. Some people have started making donations financially, and we appreciate it. Financial contributions have always played an important role in sustaining and keeping us going. If anyone feels called to contribute, options are always available in the chat. I'm sure Jimmy will be posting them as I speak. Or else you can send a check into the center at 204 West 84th Street, New York, New York, 10024. It's important also to say, or have it be known, that your presence is the thing that matters. And your continual presence tuning in will be the thing that will help you most. That's there is no trick, but it's just staying immersed in the teaching. And we cherish, and while we cherish every contribution people make, it's by no means an obligation to financially support the center. We hold, as Raymond Charles Barker always said, that we are supplied and supported. And he always used to say, we have a rich father. Today we would probably not say we have a rich father, but we would say that we live in an abundant universe, and we know that we are abundantly supplied by all of you to the best of your ability, and for that we're grateful. So if you're new and this is your first or second call and you're wondering how you're getting these messages, I would suggest sending us a private message to CSL in the chat or to Jimmy or myself, and include an email address and a phone number. That way we're able to send you our e-letter. It's a newsletter filled with spiritual treasures and gems every week. And if you include your number, then we're able to send you a message before the start of a lesson to remind you that we're about to broadcast. For those of you who are just tuning in, and for all of you who come every week, all I can say is a heartfelt welcome and gratitude to each and every one of you. Today's lesson, self-healing lesson, of course we call it our Louise Hay class, sometimes we call it our Hay and Holmes class, is entitled Choose Your I Am. Okay? And before I get into the actual lesson, to set the tone, I wrote a little guided, I won't call it a poem, I'm not a poet exactly, but I wrote a little guided piece for a Sunday that I'm going to share just a little piece of it now. So let's relax together a bit, maybe take in a breath or two, settle into your chair. If you're driving, don't keep your eyes open if you're driving, but relax, settle in, so that this information can come directly into your subconscious. It's called the Infinite Reservoir of Gratitude and Creation. Again, the Infinite Reservoir of Gratitude and Creation. In this wonderful journey, a sacred journey of my soul, an eternal spring of gratitude flows. So as you're relaxed, you can think about, in this sacred journey of my soul, an eternal spring of gratitude flows. Its waters pure and untainted gush forth from the very essence of my being, quenching my thirst and the thirst of every thought, every feeling, every atom that constitutes me. As Emerson once proclaimed, cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you, and to give thanks continuously. So as I stand in silent contemplation, this gratitude surges. It fills every crevice of my heart, illuminates every corner of my mind, rejuvenates every cell, rejuvenates and renews every cell in my body. This warm healing light is a beacon radiating from me, its rays extending effortlessly in every direction. It touches every soul, every object, every fragment of the universe, everything in my realm, in my imagination, enveloping everything in its warm embrace. As these beams of gratitude stretch outward, they carry with them the resonant truths of the science of mind, the New Thought teachings. Ernest Holmes, in his infinite wisdom, once stated, "Life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he or she thinks into it." Thus, the gratitude I send forth today mirrors back to me. It amplifies, it multiplies, and it becomes a ceaseless cycle of appreciation and more abundance. Every ripple of gratitude I feel, every single ripple amplifies my consciousness, making me acutely aware of the boundless blessings that the universe bestows upon me. And the more I recognize the blessings, the more I realize the reservoir is inexhaustible. There is no end to the wonders that await acknowledgement, no limit to the joys that yearn for expression. As this realization dawns upon me, a profound truth emerges. The gratitude I feel is not just an emotion, it's a force, a creative power. It molds my reality. The gratitude I have shapes my experiences, and it crafts my very destiny. The gratitude I exude becomes the ink with which I write my life story. It becomes the lens through which I see my world, tinting everything with hues of love, abundance, and positivity. So as I go upon my path, as I traverse this journey of life, I hold on to this particular mantra, this guiding star, echoing the sentiments of Louise Hay, where she said, "Deep at the center of my being, there is an infinite well of gratitude springing eternally. It fills me, it overflows, it radiates out from me, and it touches everything in its path. It returns to me, reminding me of the endless marvels and wonders that life holds." Let this be our shared truth, our collective realization in this gathering. For in gratitude, we find the key to unlock the treasures of the universe, to manifest our highest aspirations, and to truly embrace the wonder that is in life, that is life. Let's today together dive deep into the power of affirmation and create our reality together. And so ends my little meditative reading. I hope you like it. It's part of a larger meditation I've made for an upcoming Sunday. So greetings, everybody. Welcome to the class. I hope that little meditative process centered you. Tonight, both in our studio here in New York and from distant countries all over the world, we're setting sail on an empowering journey, an odyssey into the heart of self-affirmation, self-worth, and the transformative mantra of I am. You've heard many of us say in our conversations, and you've heard me do lessons on the importance of those words, the power that's behind those words. Every word we utter, every thought we think, every thought we harbor, pulsates with energy. Our words have tremendous power. So our word is our wand. As Emerson astutely, beautifully observed, he said, shallow men, I will use men and women. Shallow men and women believe in luck or circumstance. Strong men and women believe in cause and effect. So I don't know where you stand on this continuum, but Emerson's message was very clear. He didn't have much belief in luck or circumstances and all of that, but he had tremendous belief in the law of cause and effect. Many of you encountered the law of cause and effect by watching the movie The Secret some 10 years ago, or longer now. And in it, the genie would say, "Your wish is my command." And essentially what that was saying in that movie, it was a dramatization. It's whatever you hold dear, whatever you believe in, whatever is in your consciousness, the universe responds affirmatively to. And so endlessly on Thursday nights and other lessons, we invite you to pay attention to what your thinking is about. Because life says yes to you. The universe will say yes to you if you're destructive. It will say yes to you if you're positive. So it makes great sense to have the wisdom to think positive thoughts. Such is the foundational truth of new thought, the law of cause and effect. Each of us are the architects of our reality, the sculptors of our destiny, or as Dr. Bill T. used to say, the author of our own experiences. And as a Deborah Hooker once said, it was her name actually, she always said, the final chapter has not been written. So no matter how down you have been, or as they would say in a 12-step program, no matter how down the scale of life you've gone, the final chapter has not been written. Okay? You are the architect of your own reality, the sculptor of your own experience. You can turn it all around. You can heal your life. Louise Hay was an emblem of light and transformation. She proclaimed all the time with her wonderful affirmations, things like, what we think about ourselves becomes the truth for us. I remember liking that one a lot. What we think about ourselves becomes the truth for us. But what if that truth is mirrored in doubt and fear and self-criticism? I remember looking at this quote again, what we think about ourselves becomes the truth for us. So that's beautiful for a New Thought student, because we're always encouraging ourselves to think the best, to hitch our wagon to the stars of the biggest and best ideas. But what if our truth is, again, all mired in doubt and fear and anger and hurt? So that's something to think about. The good news is we do have the power to turn it all around. I have a little story for you here about Sarah. Sarah is a devoted mother. She's encumbered, though, by the weight of... she was in business, and she's had some business failures. And every morning she faced her reflection, only to see defeat. Whenever she looked at herself, she saw herself as a defeat, and therefore she was defeated. Then she got a hold of a copy of one of Louise Hay's books and some of our literature, and she embraced a new ritual. Each morning, she realized, in other words, that she was doing this to herself. Her consciousness was tripping her up. Each morning she would affirm, I am resilient, I am capable, my past does not define me. Again, I am resilient, I am capable, my past does not define me. In a short time, Sarah's burdens lightened quite a bit, and they were replaced by a rejuvenated spirit, and she had a newfound purpose. She didn't think of herself as a failure anymore. The question for all of us today or this evening on this call is, isn't it time that we all experienced some transformation and let go of some of these defeating thoughts like Sarah did in our example? Every thought we think is creating our life, is creating our future. You hear me say that most weeks. Our beliefs sculpt our self-worth. So we want to learn to become the guardian at the gate. That's a quote from Florence Scovel Shinn, I believe. We want to become the guardian at the gate of our thoughts. We want to be able to sculpt our own experience, our own life. We want to be able to be the author of our own experience. And we will do that by thinking our own thoughts and by stopping the train of causation, the negative chatter. So the question I ask is the same question that Louise Hay used to grapple with. Why do so many of us feel less than, or why do we stay in regret? Especially those of us who are in the New Thought movement, where we know that these thoughts are detrimental to our own well-being. So we need to find a way to stop them or slow them down. Louise believed many of our challenges are rooted in our low self-esteem. Problem is, a lot of people don't think that they have low self-esteem. And they're living their lives in ways they're maybe consuming too much, or they're overcompensating in one way or another. But Louise would say, in listening to hundreds, and then she said now thousands of people, she says that's really what it boils down to, is they don't feel good enough. They're comparing themselves to other people. They think they should be somewhere else. They have low opinions of themselves in terms of past performance or relationships or how they look. And so however it's showing up in your life, if you think it's time for you to deal with it. Louise, again, thought many of these challenges are rooted in this whole process of self-judgment, self-blame. And she says there's a lot of it that goes on with societal expectations and our past experiences or even our upbringing. She says our upbringing oftentimes shrouds our brilliance. In other words, you've heard it said before, she said you were born as this little innocent bundle of wonder and joy. And a lot of that light became dimmed in your early years. So through the power of doing this kind of work where you all are tuning in every Thursday, sometimes every Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and by being mindful of your thinking, your thoughts, and by using these affirmations, you can start to reclaim your own narrative. In other words, instead of just playing out old tapes, which my old tapes are in me, they keep playing and playing unless I do something to stop them. And we joke about it. We say, stop in the name of love. Well, there's lots of ways to slow it down and stop it. But it's important that we get a handle on that inner conversation that you hear me talk about every week. I have a little exercise for all of us right now. I'd like you to, just for a moment or two, close your eyes and relax. And envision, if you would, yourself before a beautiful mirror. I always envision a beautiful golden carved mirror. But envision yourself in front of your favorite mirror and peel beyond the scars, beyond the regrets. Look at yourself with love and compassion. Look at yourself as a person who's gone through and worked through a lot. Look at yourself with love. And say in your mind to that person in the mirror, I am worthy. I love you. I am enough. I am more than enough. I love, accept, and approve of you exactly as you are. Take a moment and reflect. I'm worthy. I love you. I love, accept, and approve of you exactly as you are. If anything comes up that's negative, simply say, I let this go. I let it go now. Say to yourself again, I am enough. I'm worthy. I deserve all that the universe offers me. Feel the embrace of these words. I love myself. I approve of myself. And I'm now going to give you a few more to bring into your consciousness. Say to yourself, every thought I think is creating my future. Every thought I think is creating my future. And now say with me, life supports me in every possible way. Again, life supports me in every possible way. We're going to repeat one of Louise Hay's ideas now. I am worthy of love and joy. Again, take in the idea. I am worthy of love and joy. And now, another important one. I forgive myself and I set myself free. Say it to yourself again. I forgive myself and set myself free. Now we're going to move to, I trust the process of life to bring me to my highest good. I trust the process of life to bring me to my highest good. And now say, I am surrounded by divine energy. I am surrounded by love. And I know all is well. I am surrounded by divine energy. I am surrounded by love. And all is well. Now I invite you to say to yourself, I love and approve of myself. I love and approve of myself. And one more, I attract abundance and positivity in every area of my life. I attract abundance and positivity in every area of my life. Affirmations are a powerful tool when repeated daily and often. As you build them up and as you more and more believe in them, adjust them for yourself. Adjust the words that resonate most personally to you. Feel the embrace of all these affirmations. Hold them close, for they are the shield against any arrow of doubt. Affirmations are not mere words. They guide us, especially when the tides are tumultuous. Now you can open your eyes, if you haven't already. Dr. Holmes, Ernest Holmes wrote, he said, in thoughts deep-rooted, in words repeated, a world is conceived. So Holmes was speaking about affirmations. He said, when thoughts that are deep-rooted, in words that are repeated, a world is conceived. Of course, that could be negative stuff too. So if your thoughts are deeply rooted, your words are repeated, a world is created, right? So make your affirmations strong. Feel them. Affirmations strong, beliefs unyielding, create the tapestry of our life ceiling, is what he said. Remember, every time a doubt comes in or encroaches, the advice of the teaching is to counter the doubt thrice with positive affirmations. So he was saying every time there's a doubt that comes in, and they will come in, he said, counter it 3 times with positive affirmations. The next portion is visualize the life you desire. There's a huge emphasis in our whole teaching is to hitch your wagon to the stars, to go to the higher place, the highest place you can think of for yourself. And as you envision this greater life, this bigger life, it's like, what are you approaching the ocean of life with? Louise Haywood asked. Are you carrying a small bucket, or are you plugged into the ocean of life in a very big way? So visualize this evening. Take a moment to think of what your life, the life you want is, what it could be. Imagine what you have come here to be, however great or small, and visualize it. What does it look like? Is it great? Does it feel wonderful to you? Does it excite you as you think about it? Are you setting your intentions with your highest aspirations? So we're asking you to go to deep in the center of your being and let yourself get in touch with that inner source. And ask yourself questions like, you start out by saying, I am one with the one, I am one with you. And ask yourself, what's my life purpose? What am I here to do and to be? And the universe always answers. So soon, as we wind up this lesson, we'll always ask you, what has it been like being you? What have you learned this evening? And how are you doing? What is it? I'm always asking about the conversation that matters most, which is that same idea. What has it been like? What's that conversation been like with you, that you have with you? This is never just a question. It's an invitation for you to do a little introspection, to do a little inventory for those of my 12-step friends, to recognize what you've cultivated in your consciousness. You can simply just know whether you've been feeling good this week or you've not. What has it been like being you? In the vast story of your life, some of the chapters might be fraught with a lot of challenges. You might have gone through some really tough experiences. I know most of us have. And a lot of us have come out on the other side now. We can see that these very challenges have made us so strong. But some of you are going through the challenges right now, and it seems very scary. And we're here to support you through those challenges. Every call, every time. You can call the center anytime you need to speak with one of us. But most importantly, tune into the lessons and learn about affirmations and affirmative prayer. Every single day could be a new beginning, a new start. Yesterday ended last night, said Raymond Charles Barker. 12-step programs say it's never too late to start a day over. But every day is certainly an opportunity to begin anew. In fact, you don't even have to wait for the next day or the next night. Every moment holds that opportunity where you could say, I can see peace instead of this. You have the ability to turn it around right now. Remember, as I say every week, or most every week, you can always see peace instead of this. In the middle of an argument, you can stop yourself and say, you don't have to say it to the other person. Say to yourself, I could see peace instead of this. You have the ability to turn it all around. The choice is always yours. All healing is self-healing. So you begin right here, wherever you are. So we're in our awesome, sacred, special virtual gathering. And in it, we are reminded of the truth. We uplift one another with these timeless messages. We celebrate our collective need to connect, to move forward, and to embrace this beautiful life. We have the willingness to shed the shackles of judgment, the shoulds, the criticism, the critical thinking. As Louise often emphasized, never, never, never criticize yourself. So it's time for us, all of us, to love ourselves more. Each and every one of us is an individualization of life, an individualization of this one life, one with the one, a unique expression of life, of manifestation. And all of us are evolving, all of us are growing, and all of us are learning. Instead of being ensnared in anything that looks like resentments, blame, or shame, and all of that, self-criticism, let's pause in this class to honor our evolution, honor our progress, and honor our potential. And just to realize we've come here to be great, and we are great. And we want to celebrate ourselves, and we want to celebrate everyone on the call for all the work and what you've done to bring yourself to where you are right now. And let's say together, I love, accept, and approve of myself exactly as I am. I love my brother, my sister as myself. I love the world the way it is. I know that everything is God's source in action and perfectly unfolding. Now, I'm about ready to turn this lesson over to all of you. What's really important for today, and what I'd like to hear you talk about, is the realization that you know you have the power to shape your story, to shape your life, and to shape your beliefs. And talk about how you're starting to celebrate your worth, your value. No matter what you've been through, it's important to know you're the author of your life. You're the captain of your ship. So you get to be the person who creates your life. And instead of telling ourselves stories of doom and gloom, let's be resolved starting here, starting today, to start talking about how great it is and talking about the good that we see everywhere. So welcome to our shared gathering. Let's co-create a legacy of evolving, or a legacy echoing with truth and a commitment to work the teaching and keep doing the good work we are. And so it is. So we'll see you at the other side of the break. Love to hear how you're doing, and just see you in a moment. Thank you.